going back to this past week, the top 50 underrated rappers in hip hop history is a book that I did a decade ago, and I've been using it for great content. I see the movement, people have been tuning in, subscribers are going up, so I appreciate that, but I'm not satisfied. We're going to keep moving. So we're going to end with the number one underrated rapper in hip hop history, according to my book, and it's the Guru, Gifted Unlimited Rhymes Universal, the Guru of Gangstarr. I think he's number one. I'll give you reasons why. I'm going to elaborate more on it and conclude this tonight with this live feed and keep moving. So let's get into it. Why was the Guru of Gangstarr the number one underrated rapper of all time? And, rest in peace to the Guru. He passed away a long time ago. The Guru and legendary producer DJ Premier made great music for more than 10 years. They made their debut in 1989 with No More Mr. Nice Guy. The classic hits from the album was Positivity, and one of the great songs from Gangstarr was Words I Manifest. But the next album would be where Gangstarr would submit themselves as the best hip-hop duo of the 90s. Stepped in the Arena would be the group's first classic album, including 18 songs. Classics was the title track, Take a Rest, Who's Gonna Take the Weight, Love Sick, and the song that defined the group was Just to Get a Rep. Then next 92, the classic music continued with Daily Operation. Hits off the album was X Girl to Next Girl, Soliloquy of Chaos, Chris Conspiracy. In 1994, there was Hard to Earn, which featured more hits like Mass Appeal, Cold the Streets, The Wake and tons of Guns. And then in 1998, there was a Moment of Truth where the Guru elevates his lyrical style on You Know My Steez. Then it was Royalty featuring KC and JoJo from Jodeci, and The Militia featuring Freddie Fox. Overall, the Guru is underrated because he didn't overwhelm you with his rhymes. He knew how to make his laid-back voice match perfectly with the beats. On the Daily Operation album, the Guru admitted that his lines are underrated on a song, Too Deep. I'm too deep, and yes, much too complicated. My lines, when stated, are quite often underrated. The Guru had a first-time style that came from his voice, which represented the streetwise monotone style. Yes, it may have been deadpan, which was different from other MCs during the early 90s. That's why the Guru is the most underrated rapper in hip-hop history. So that completes this book. I'm done. So let's elaborate more on why the Guru of Gangstarr was underrated. Because he was, man. He definitely was. He was never up there with the Kings, the Daddy Kanes of the world, the Rakims of the world, Chuck D, even him, Coogee Rap, KRS-One. But he definitely held his own. So we're going to get into more detail of why he was so underrated. Thanks for hitting the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you like the channel, subscribe. Appreciate it. Right. Yeah, that's what he said in that song, Too Deep, off the Daily Operation record. He said, I'm too deep and yes, much too complicated. My lines when stated are quite often underrated. So he even said in that verse that the things that he says underrated. He already had made this is his third album at the time with Gangstarr. You know what I'm saying? With DJ Premier, he made No More Mr. Nice Guy. Then here comes Step in the Arena. Then here comes Daily Operation. So I wanted to just double check. All right, so let's get back to the task at hand. Why the Guru was underrated. Now, number one. Now we look at the Guru. He's overshadowed by his flashy peers. He's frequently labeled underrated because of his subdued, non-flashy delivery, the overshadowing brilliance of his producer, DJ Premier, and the controversies at the end of his life, unfortunately. Number one, the shadow of DJ Premier. Gangstarr is widely viewed as one of the most perfectly balanced producer-rapper duos in hip-hop history. However, DJ Premier acclaimed dusty sample-heavy beats, signature scratching are so distinct that many casual fans attribute the duo's success almost entirely to the production. And it's kind of similar to Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Pete Rock and CL Smooth, Pete Rock's great production overshadowed CL Smooth success in a sense. So you kind of mirror ends of each other, but I think Gangstarr was definitely better than Pete Rock and CL Smooth because they had a longer discography, had longer, more records made. I mean, Pete Rock and CL Smooth only made 2 albums. Megan the Soul Brother, The Main Ingredient, and the EP all sold out. I mean, you look at the Premier and the Guru, they made a lot of music together. No More Mr. Nice Guy, Step in the Arena, They made that, and then Daily Operation, Hard to Earn, Moment of Truth, and the Owners. So they made a lot more records than more albums, much more material. So as I continue on, because Premier's musicality became a legendary focal point, the Guru's lyrical contributions and steady cadence was sometimes treated as secondary components rather than equal pillars. That's so true. And also his understated monotone delivery. While many of his contemporaries like Redman, Busta Rhymes, or Method Man relied on high energy, screaming, or intricate rapid fire lyrical acrobats, the Guru took a much different approach. The professor approach was Guru's flow was patient, methodical, profoundly steady. Monotone execution. His signature monotone, low-key voice functioned almost like another instrument, but the symbols it lacked the explosive thrill or flashy inflection of other 90s hip-hop stars. Instead of boasting about wealth or violence, his lyrics focused on wisdom. His lyrics focused on street morality. His lyrics focused on elevating consciousness, which made some critics unfairly label his style as dry or preachy. And then you had stuff about the career controversies uh, that complicated his tragic passing in 2010 and his final years of his life. His close associate with producer John B. Solar and the highly controversial public letter released after his death led to a fracture within the hip hop community. Some listeners, media outlets disengaged from his late era work, which temporarily tarnished the public's willingness to celebrate his entire lengthy discography. But despite these factors, Guru was a true pioneer. Also, he did the bridging of the gap between hip hop and live instrumentation through his critically acclaimed Jazz Mataz series, proving his versatility and deep musicality well beyond standard new 90s boom bap. So the Guru is one of the all-time greats, but he's underrated, clearly underrated for his contributions to the genre of rap. So that concludes this look at the top 50 underrated rappers from my book that I self-published years ago. It's over with. Now, starting tomorrow, I'll be doing the top 50 underrated producers. It's another book that I self-produced years ago. The top 50 underrated producers in hip hop history. This is gonna be a dandy. We're gonna talk about the producers. Got a lot of great stuff coming that's gonna shock you, surprise you. Stay tuned, man. It's gonna be a dandy. The top 50 underrated producers in hip hop history. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I'll be starting that series tomorrow. So hopefully you enjoy the whole series with the top 50 underrated rappers. The best is yet to come. Keep subscribing. Share it. I see the shares are going up. A lot of people sharing my channel. I appreciate it. Obviously, like the content, wherever it may concern. Appreciate it. Best yet to come. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm truly grateful for the support, but I'm not satisfied when my subscribers go up. The watch hours gotta go up to make this channel even more a great, great commodity. So thank you so much. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.